Welcome to my channel, Crafty Fox DIYs. In this video, I'm going to share with you how I use coffee cans to make a spooky Halloween tree. Okay, let's get into it. The first step in making a spooky tree using coffee cans is to get your coffee cans together and make sure you have enough that you have a substantial height. Mine is going to be about 4 feet tall. So now I'm taking some Fix-All and some hot glue, and I'm going to glue the coffee cans together. The Fix-All will provide more of a permanent hold, while the hot glue will make it stick together now while the Fix-All is finished drying up. So after I get those dried, then I'm going to take a piece of cardboard. I rolled it up so that way I can make it go around the coffee cans, and then I'm going to cut into the top of it. So it's going to make like the jagged top of the tree. It's going to be like the tree's been broken off. So I'm just cutting triangle shapes in. I'm cutting different widths as well as different lengths, so it's not uniform. It's going to look all, creepy, spooky. Then once I get that cut, then I'm going to put some hot glue on the coffee can, and then I'm going to wrap the cardboard around, secure it with some hot glue as well as some Gorilla Tape. And as you can see there, the top coffee can came off, but don't worry, we're going to fix that. I'm going to put some more glue in there, but I'm also going to take some Gorilla Tape, and I'm going to use the Gorilla Tape to secure the coffee cans to each other. I'm also right here taking some hot glue and gluing around where the cardboard and the coffee can meet. So now I'm going to take the Gorilla Tape, and I'm just cutting little strips and gluing using it to hold the cans together. And this way we won't have to worry about it coming apart anymore. And the Fix-All will eventually completely dry, and we won't have that problem anyway. Now I'm taking some newspaper. These are actually sales papers, but you can use sales papers, newspapers, coupons, whatever you have. And we're going to cut strips. In the ice cream bucket you see sitting there, I have a mixture of Mod Podge and water. It's 1 and 1. So if I use 1 cup of water, I use 1 cup of Mod Podge. You could also do this with school glue. You also can make a mixture, which I have done to make piñatas with before, using flour and water. I don't remember the exact measurements, but whenever you mix it up, you'll see that you have, the right consistency. It's kind of glue-like, but a little watery. So anyway, now I took the strips and I've wrapped them around the coffee can. I believe this was my second layer of doing that. And whenever I got up to the part where the cardboard met the coffee can, I brought some of the strips down instead of going around. And that way it helped camouflage where the cardboard was sticking out a little bit. Now I'm going to be making the eyes and the mouth for my tree. And I've just taken strips of newspaper and twisting them and dipping it in the Mod Podge and water mixture and sticking it to the tree. Now, I had trouble with one of my eyes and the mouth staying on, and that's okay. You can, after you get the shape that you want, you can just lay these out. I just laid it out on an old baking sheet that I had and waited for it to dry. So then once it was dry, then the only thing I had to do was just hot glue it onto my tree. So there I was, just taking it and putting it on the sheet. Now you can see where I have glued those on. And also you can see where I started gluing the strips that I made, started gluing those on. Here I'm going to be gluing one. I just put some glue on the end and stuck it on, and then just go down with the hot glue and to make sure that each strip is secured onto the tree's body. This is going to give it kind of that bark look, you know what I mean? Like how bark is on a tree, it'll do that. You can add as many strips or as little strips as you want. I didn't go as heavy with mine. There's also an easier way to do this, especially if you want to use it outside where it's going to stay outside, is to use the expanding foam. And I do plan on making a tree doing it that way, but I didn't have any on hand, and I really wanted to make one of these. My daughter had sent me a link to one of the spooky trees, and they had used like the cardboard concrete forms to do theirs. And I was like, I know I have to have something around here I can use without having to go buy one of those forms. And I saw the coffee cans, and I was like, this is going to be perfect. So That's what I use. And like I said, I didn't have the expanding foam either, but I do plan on doing that because I would like to have one where I would be able to use it outside as a decoration. Okay, so now I'm going to give my whole tree a coat of black paint. I want to make sure that I especially get down inside the eyes and the mouth really well because those are going to stay black. Now I'm taking a lighter color of brown. I believe this color is nutmeg. And what I'm doing is going around the pieces that I had twisted and glued onto the tree trunk. And like the bark pieces, I'm doing those also around the eyes and the mouth. I'm doing those all in the lighter brown color. You could use whatever colors that you want to use, but like I said, I'm using this one, and I believe it is called nutmeg. And then I go in with a darker color. To put these colors on, I was using a round sponge brush to just pounce the color on. And I think that that was helping also create some texture to the tree. This color I'm using here is called Raw Umber. And I'm just going to do this all over, minus where I put the lighter brown. Once I got all of that done and it was dry, then I go back in with the nutmeg, and I'm going back over all of the bark pieces around the eye and the mouth. And then also where I did put bark pieces and there's open spaces, I'm still continuing the line using that color. So that way the tree has nice texture and dimension to it, and it looks really nice when it's all done. And you could do this as much or as little as you want. Use whatever colors you like. You could add moss to your tree, whatever you like. Now I'm taking my X-Acto knife and cutting an X into the side of the tree. I've done this on both sides. I lost a little bit of footage, so you don't see me doing both sides. But I've done that on both sides, and I just took some sticks that I had in my yard. You could make arms if you needed to, but lucky for me, I was able to just use some sticks I had in my yard. Okay, let's take one final look at this spooky tree. Okay, that's all for this video. Let me know what you think of this spooky Halloween tree. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.